Watch what's approaching, the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead, it's for the taking if you want it. If not, the dream dies and you'll be forever haunted. Then confront it.
So it finally happened. Global players can finally get the Extreme Intelligence Janemba Extreme Z Awakening, and I don't know why it took so long for this to happen for the global side, but certainly a very good thing. And honestly, I hate to be heavily biased and strongly opinionated on units, but I'm going to make an exception on this one because honestly, I feel like the EZA Janemba is probably not only my favorite EZA so far, but also the best EZA so far, just because, I mean, the unit is offensively and defensively just a super beast, for a lack of better words. And let's just go over the stats and you'll kind of figure out why. But let's go ahead and cover the stats. So it is the Extreme Z Awakening for the Extreme Intelligence Super Janemba unit. Leader skill is pretty good. Intelligence type Ki +3, HP attack and defense, increase of 90%. The super attack will cause immense damage to enemy and also greatly lowers defense. The passive skill is an attack and defense increase of 70%. Guard activated against all types. Medium chance to evade enemy's attack. This also includes super attacks for 1 turn. And attack increase of 40% for 4 turns when guard is activated. Now, don't let the modest 70% to attack and defense, an additional attack increase of 40% when guard is activated kind of deceive you, because this guy can pack a hell of a punch. And the fact that he's got the ability for a medium chance to evade enemy attacks, along with increasing the overall attack percentages as well as good defense and effective guard against all types, I mean, it's crazy how good this unit actually is. And now in terms of link skills, you've got Big Bad Bosses. That's attack and defense increase of 25% when HP is 80% or below. Shocking Speed is +2 Ki. Metamorphosis 5% HP recovery. Brutal Beatdown is 10% to attack. Nightmare is 10% to attack. Fear and Faith is +2 Ki. And Fierce Battle is also attack increase of 15%. This unit does fall into 2 categories, movie bosses and transformation boosts. So the first half of this video you'll see Janemba showcased on the movie bosses, and then the second half will be on the transformation boost, because it certainly does have a lot of overlap of units, but each category definitely does have its unique units that fall into the categories. Now, 100% potential with the EZA stats, you're looking at HP of 16,215, attack is 18,685, and defense is 11,495. 12 Ki multiplier for this unit is 140%. Now again, like I said, personally, this is definitely my favorite EZA, and in my opinion, the best one so far. The reason why I say that, and you know, we just covered the stats and you pretty much understand as to why, in terms of being very good both in offense and defense. It's also a very versatile unit. I use this character quite a bit on a variety of teams, and very, very beneficial to have. The other good thing about this EZA is the fact that Janemba does provide a 90% boost to stats. So you could certainly run him as a secondary lead on Battlefield. You know, if you're lacking, for whatever reason, if you're lacking 120% monotype intelligence, extreme intelligence leader, which is a Kid Buu unit, you could certainly try using this unit as a leader on Super Battle Road. However, I assume most people do have pretty good leaders overall. At the very least, you know, some of the 120% leaders, but this unit does provide not only versatility in the movie bosses and transformation boost categories, but also if you run this guy on the Super Battle Road settings, he is going to be a lot of help. Honestly, offensively, he can get his attack stats, as you can see, pretty up there, and defensively, he's very good. Also has ability to dodge, you know, dodge enemy attacks with a medium chance. On top of that, you know, once he does receive an attack for 4 turns, his attack does increase an additional amount of 40% on top of that 70%, or I should say when guard is activated. So yeah, this guy is definitely meant to get hit in order to fully be maximized. So sometimes you might actually have to get him in the first slot if you have a bunch of enemy attacks incoming. Make sure you get that secondary passive active. The other really good thing about this unit is effective guard against all types. So it really is very, very useful to have this guy on a variety of teams, really. You could run him on an extreme type team, you could run him on the movie buses, you could run him on the transformation boost, extreme intelligence, what have you. Like, this guy is phenomenal, in my opinion. And honestly, you're seeing the showcase on the transformation boost right now, and with that being said, I would personally run the physical type final form cooler unit as well as the tech golden Frieza even on this setup, but since those two units were already on the previous movie boss category setup, just decided and figured it'd probably be a good idea to switch things up, so you do see some different units just to add a little bit more flavor, so to speak. But again, I run this guy a lot on a lot of teams. Mostly, I would say on the movie boss category. It's just I really sound repetitive, but this guy is just very good to have. He makes life a hell of a lot easier. The skill sets are very, very versatile, and I mean, there's only so much you can praise about this unit, Like, it's kind of like the same things over and over in a way, but at the same time, in my opinion, this guy definitely does deserve the praise. And there's been a lot of units that have gotten Extreme Z Awakenings, but and a lot of them are in fact very good as well. But in terms of functionality and practical use, I don't know. I just really feel like this guy takes a cake in terms of just overall usage of him. Like I said, like movie boss category. Team setup, definitely a no-brainer to include this guy. I mean, you could certainly go without it, but since it is a very good category, it's probably one of the best in the game right now. But at the same time, for as good of a unit this guy is, it's kind of mindless not to include him. So, it's a little bit odd for me to be heavily biased and strongly opinionated and constantly praising a unit on Showcase. I typically try to be neutral for the most part, but this is definitely one of my favorite units in the game. And it's crazy because, honestly, this guy was severely obsolete after the Strength Janemba unit came out, a little while afterwards, and I don't know, people were, I guess, upset that they ended up picking up dupes, and then as soon as the Extreme Z Awakening was announced on JP, I mean, people just lost their minds, really. I mean, just considering how good he actually was. I mean, we kind of knew how good he was before the unit actually came out, based on reading the card stats and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, going through it again, greatly lowers defense as part of the super attack. You get a very decent boost in attack and defense as part of the passive with 70%, and then effective guard against all types or guard activated against all types, and then medium chance to evade enemy attacks. That includes super attacks as well. And then attack increase of 40% for 4 turns when guard's activated. I mean, it just, yeah, this guy is a beast, and honestly, there's no better way to put it. That's just the bottom line. And for global players, I know you guys have been waiting a very long time for this, so I'm sure you guys are very happy about this guy finally being released, and I'm still trying to figure out and understand why it was delayed so long. I'm not sure I can pinpoint an answer on that one, because I mean he's been out on JP for a long time, and he's a very good unit and very useful. If anything, the secondary leader skill would have been beneficial for Battlefield and stuff like that too, but it's going to make things easier with Super Battle Road as well for those that haven't cleared it, or you're doing the time attacks or no item runs or whatever the case is. This guy's definitely a very good inclusion on any team, really. But yeah, I'm not quite sure why they delayed it so long, but at the same time, I think it's good that Global finally has this unit. You guys will, for sure find many ways to use this guy, and And I don't know, hopefully you guys were smart about it. And, you know, if you didn't have copies or you were lacking dupes, hopefully you exchanged it for, you know, the redstone or whatever. Chances are you probably pulled this guy, multiple copies of this guy off the banners. But yeah, I mean, get ready, because this guy's definitely a game changer in my opinion. So again, this is the showcase for the Extreme Z Awakened Intelligent Super Janemba. Hopefully you guys enjoy the showcase. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later.